Carlos Nelson with Cascade Sports, and tonight we have something special for you. We have the number two dual threat quarterback in the country. Who do we have here?
What's up? I'm Avery Johnson.
Hey, Avery, tell our audience a little bit about yourself. Give them a brief overview of who you are and your ranking, and then what I want you to do is tell your story. Go back to like kindergarten or when you first started playing, and I want you to give some of the teams you played for, and even more so, some of the coaches, the biddy coaches, if that's the case, that you had. Give those coaches their props on what you learned from them.
So pretty much I'm born and raised Wichita, Kansas. I'm a junior in high school. I go to Maize High School, and I've been going to Maize throughout 3 years of high school. Pretty much whenever I grew up, I've been playing 3 sports since I remember. I mean, since I started walking: baseball, basketball, football. But the love for it was really has always been at football. And just growing up, I played for. My dad was the head coach, and one of his best friends growing up was the offensive coordinator, and he pretty much showed me the game and along with my dad and taught me everything I know today.
What was his name? Let our audience, like I said, so that they know who helped you. You know, we in the sports business that I'm in, I meet a million coaches. Coaches be like, I trained this one and I trained that one and what have you. Until it come out the player's mouth, you ain't trained nobody, far as I'm concerned. Go ahead.
So my dad was the head coach for my little league team, and his name's Mark Johnson. But the mastermind behind all the play calling and all the plays and everything, his name is Bryce Eubanks. And I mean, I still have a good relationship with him to this day. We still sit down and break down some of my high school film, and he's always kind of been there to just bounce some ideas off of, and always been there to critique me and tell me what I'm doing wrong and what I need to fix. So that's little league wise. And I've been training with Brian Butler since, I mean, I tell you, first grade, second grade, I can't even remember, for the longest. And I mean, he does more like the core and speed and agility, all that type of training, and strength training, all that different type of stuff. And Bryce kind of focused on more of the football type and the mental side of it. So they've both impacted my life in spectacular ways, and they're two very important coaches in my life growing up. But I think kind of getting to the high school level, I mean, the person I spend most of my time with is our offensive coordinator, who's also the quarterback coach, and his name is Rob Helm. And I spend every day with him. We watch film a few times a week after practice, and that's a person I feel comfortable talking with. And he also knows a lot about the game, and he'll tell me, he critiques me on what the little stuff I'm doing, and just some stuff that he might get comfortable doing one thing, but it's not necessarily the right thing, and he'll pick that up, tell me right away, so that I can get it figured out. And he's just a good guy to have on the sidelines Friday night, just to be able to kind of go to on the sideline, let him know what I'm seeing, and then he can tell me what he's seeing as well, and we can figure out what's best to go pick apart that defense. But that's just one of the many coaches that I have on my coaching staff at Maize High, and they all impact my game in a different way.
You want to shout out to them, give them some action, the coaches?
Yeah, so I mean, shout out to Coach Mercado. I mean, Coach Guzman's our head coach. Coach Rocky, Coach JJ, Coach Roses. I mean, I don't want to forget anybody, but I'm just trying to think of everybody off the top of my head.
The assistant staff that at the school, I'm saying that takes care of them. With Cascade Sports being home of the student athlete, how important are your books?
Man, the most important. My dad tells me, I mean, he's been on me since I've been a little kid. And if football, he always lets me know. I mean, football is always my dream to go to the next level and play in college football and go play at the next level after that and play in the NFL. But if you don't get your schoolwork right, you're not even going to set yourself up to be in that position to play at the next level. So um, books are really important from my standpoint. And obviously a quarterback has to know what everybody's doing every single play. And they got to be the smartest player on the field and almost think one step ahead of everybody else. So it's really important coming from the quarterback position. But um, I've grown up with straight A's my whole life. I have a 4.1 GPA right now. And um, I've never known what it felt like to get a B, and I don't plan on getting a B anytime soon. So um, I think it would be weirder to see something out of me, like maybe getting a B, than it is to see an A on my report card. So I try extremely hard in school to get the best out of it, because if football doesn't work out for me one day, I want to still be successful in life and still find a backup plan.
What are your physical measurements?
Right now I'm 6'2", 170.
How important is your diet?
Um, I mean, my dad tells me about it all the time. I mean, him and Brian are on me after every workout. I mean, I got to drink a protein shake or eat a protein bar, and it's just important to get something in your system right after you work out, because you're burning off a lot of calories and everything. So definitely, whenever you get to the next level, I mean, diet is the most important thing, and you got to really take care of your body. I mean, ice baths. Well, I know they got a whole bunch of different like weird treatments and a whole bunch of new technology coming out and everything, just to kind of take care of your body, because without your body, you don't have your profession. So, I mean, I've studied some of Tom Brady stuff too, and his diet is crazy. So,
Well, there's so many things I want to talk to you about. I'm getting ahead of myself to a degree. I wanted to talk about your athletic performance coming out of eighth grade, right? Coming to Maize at the ninth grade. Did you start?
no, sir.
Talk about your progression. You're a junior this year, uh, and to be the triple threat quarterback that you are, number 2 in the nation. That's a quick rise if he wasn't playing. Talk about that.
So, pretty much coming in my freshman year, um, there was 3 quarterbacks, and one was a senior, one was a junior, and I was coming in as a freshman, and I ended up being the backup my freshman year. But I mean, when our starting quarterback played receiver the year before, and he was crazy fast, and so whenever we needed to, they let me come in every once in a while, and I still played a big role. I mean, I still got a lot of playing time, and I still lettered and everything. It wasn't just like I was coming in for scrub minutes in the fourth quarter against the trash teams, but um, I would still come in and give significant playing time and significant minutes, because sometimes um, we're more of a threat to defenses with our quarterback out at receiver, and just being able to adapt to the game at such a young age and be able to impact the team right away was good for me. But coming out of my freshman year,
What kind of learning experience was that?
yeah, because the game definitely does speed up, and I don't think a lot of players really realize that until you kind of get thrown into that situation, and the game speeds up a lot. So you kind of got to, I mean, film's very big. You got to get on your film and just be able to know what you're going to expect, so you can kind of slow that game down for you.
That was my next question. I talked about being a student athlete, but being a student of the game. And I think that you got it down pat. Because I talk to a lot of kids and say, are you student of the game? Yeah, I watch the NBA. Yeah. I'm like, that's not being a student of the game, son. Define what you feel being a student of the game is that you do and participate in.
So I went on a visit to Missouri this summer, and I got to sit down with Coach Woods, and he was telling me, and he was talking to me and my family about just that you need to study the game double the amount of time you spend practicing the game. So if you spend however many hours a week practicing the game, you need to at least have that same amount to plus of studying the game, because that's just as important, if not more important. And I think kind of after going and listening to him talk about that, because I'm pretty sure he's coached at the NFL level, and just kind of listening to what he said, I kind of tried after that to talk to as many coaches as I can, and sit down and have them kind of break down film with me, because I mean they're obviously coaching those big time programs for a reason. So kind of just try to pick their brains a little bit, and then whenever I get into my season, kind of sit down with my offense coordinator and kind of have him talk to me about what he's seeing, and I'll talk to him about what I'm seeing. But studying film, and not just turning on film and watching through the game, you got to break down, watch every play about 4, 5, 6 times, however many times it takes for you to kind of pick up tendencies and see what the defense is doing, so that it allows you to be able to dominate whenever you get on the field with them.
Boy, that's a breakdown. That's that Tom Brady breakdown, baby boy. That's that Tom Brady breakdown. Yeah, all right. Tell me what this season you're looking to accomplish.
I mean, I think that's pretty much a no-brainer. We want to get the state championship.
No, you.
Oh, me?
Yeah. Every time I talk to you players, y'all, you have some of y'all have really good coaches, because this is an interview on you, and a lot of times y'all will bring that team mentality. This is what the team. No, this is on you. Have you said anything? And hey, audience, I must say, when his trainer, Brian Butler, Mr. Butler, came to me and he was saying he trains this one and trains that one. And I'm like, yeah, like I said earlier, everybody got a champ. But when he said that, I think it was Friday or Saturday, I said, well, if your guy's so good, what did he do Friday night? And Butler said he scored 5 touchdowns. I was like, oh, get this guy on the program. So run it down what your, what your aspirations are.
Right. I think just me kind of this year, I kind of want to just get better at making my game, playing the game a little bit different. And I noticed me picking up on some tendencies in high school that aren't going to fly at the next level. So I just want to be able to make my game a little bit more polished, to where whenever I get to that next level, I'm going to be ready to compete for a spot, and, just be ready to play whenever. And I feel like the high school game switches so much jumping to college, and college switching so much to NFL. So I just want to be able to play the game now, as I'll be able to be able to play it for the rest of my life. And I don't know if that's making sense to you, but I know I scramble a lot in the backfield, and I find myself running a lot in the backfield on certain plays. Whenever at the next level, I'm just going to be getting rid of that ball. So I'm trying to kind of put away with all the bad tendencies and all the bad, I guess, playmaking skills. But
what kind of front line do you have?
I mean, I got 5 guys that go out there for me every night, so I'm not going to.
Well, I know that you're going to say that, but if you scrambling, somebody's not blocking.
And I mean, sometimes, you can't put on the O-line every time. Sometimes a receiver won't get open, and sometimes I just snap the ball and I'm running right away. So sometimes I just get happy feet in the pocket and try to get out right away. So it's not always the O-line's fault. It's not always the receiver's fault. Sometimes
I'm not saying fault, but on a 1 to 10, I think having good protection. And that was another question I wanted to ask you. What do you think is the best attributes of your game? Because I go into most of my interviews not knowing anything about the player or whoever it is, because I have conversations, as you can see. I don't go in with statistics and all of that. I like to. So what do you think is your best attribute?
I think my best attribute to my game is just being able to make a play when something's not there. And whenever the pocket collapses or a play breaks down, I mean, I can scramble for some yards. I can get out of the pocket and make off-platform throws and just be able to do all different type of stuff. And I'm not just so one-dimensional wherever I'm 3-step drop pass, 5-step drop pass. I can hit the defense with my legs, hit the defense with my arms, and then make defenses hurts whenever I'm outside the pocket throwing on the run.
Tell me this, on a 1 to 10, what kind of arm you got?
I mean, my confidence is out of this world, so I'm gonna say 10 out of 10.
All right, I'm saying, you know, they got all the different types of quarterbacks, but now you new breed, because like I'm back old school, Terry Bradshaw and some guys. They have a lot of completions, but they were wobbly balls or what have you. You new guns, y'all have laser, bam. What kind of, and they describe it different ways, shotgun, all of that. How would you consider your rifle? How would you consider what you do?
So I will say most of my best throws probably do come on the run. And that's also one thing I didn't touch on earlier is just picking up, just trying to become a better pocket passer. And because you got to be able to make the easy throws before you make the hard throws. But I mean, probably my best throws, I throw a really good deep ball and I throw really good on the run. So that's probably my bread and butter is the deep ball and everything. But that's, I mean, my biggest thing I'm working on this year is just being able to hit those short routes.
Talk about last Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
Describe the game, describe your touchdowns.
So the first drive we came out, ended because we got a penalty and we got behind the sticks and we ended up kicking a field goal, but our kicker missed the field goal. So our defense got to stop. And then we come back out the second drive and we call a QB power to the left. And it's just basically I catch a direct snap and I'm following my blockers to the left. So I catch the snap and I'm running left, but the kind of blitz they set up kind of clumps up the middle. So I bounce out to the left, make a guy miss, and then I just hit the sideline. And then from there, it's just off to the races, outrun everybody for 6. And then that next following drive.
How many yards was that?
60.
60? All right, moving on.
And then we came out again, and this was like the first play of the drive. The last drive was the second play of the drive. I ran a touchdown. This time it was the first play of the drive, and we just run a speed option right. And I'm reading off the outside linebacker, and I'm running full sprint at him. He doesn't give enough respect to me, and he kind of goes off to our linebacker or to our running back. So I just hit the seam, and then just outrun everybody again. Another 60-yard touchdown. And then we come back for the drive after that, and we call fades, and I just take a 3-step drop and kind of let it rip on the deep ball to the left side. Our receiver catches it over his shoulder and then runs in for another 6. So we were up.
What was that throw?
What was it?
Yeah. How many yards did you say you took?
So I think the first run was 61 yards.
No, I said the throw. When
the throw.
Third touchdown.
63 yards. I think probably 50 in the air, but 63 yards total.
All right. Go ahead with the next one.
And then my next touchdown came in the second half. All right. I mean, we had the next few drives. I think we had a drive in the second half where we scored and our running back ran in a touchdown. But I don't want to waste all your time try to talk through every drive. But in the second half, we scored again, and it was just off of our running back. He just came off a big run, and we were about, maybe 15, 20 yards out, and we ran a little play action. And I was reading the linebacker. The linebacker came down, so I pulled it, and I just threw a seam over the middle to to another one of our receivers, and he caught it and just pretty much walked in the end zone. And that was about, 15 to 20 yard touchdown. And then the last touchdown of the night came on in the fourth quarter. We were going the opposite direction, and the corner was kind of giving us this weird kind of look all night. And whenever we had our second receiver, whenever he broke on a route to the flat, the corner kind of stayed down with him. So we drew a play up, or our outside receiver just ran a vertical, and then our inside receiver ran a quick out to the flat to kind of get the corner to stay down. And we called it, and I just hit a quick catch 3-step and put it right in the hole shot, and our receiver caught it pretty much wide open because the safety had no chance on the ball getting over the top of it, and he was untouched in the end zone.
All right, I want to switch gears on you. How do you feel? Do you feel pressure being the golden boy?
I don't think anybody really around me, they try their best not to put any pressure on me. And I think my family and my coaches and everything, they made it pretty clear to me that none of the pressure is coming from them. So I think if I do feel any pressure, it's just self-inflicted, and it's just because I want it so bad that I want to succeed so bad, and I want to see myself do so well, so bad that I put some pressure on myself. But I think definitely from the start of the year to where I am now, it's just kind of like whenever I find myself playing with pressure, I never play to my full ability. So you're going to have pressure wherever you go. And my dad always says pressure makes diamonds. So pressure isn't something that's just going to go away. And me playing this sport, if I want to play it at the next level and continue to play the sport at a high level, pressure is going to be there. It's just how you handle the pressure.
Right, how you handling it. And pressure makes you feel uncomfortable, and pressure makes you change.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times, if you understanding what's happening, that change is good.
Right.
Because it's a learning experience.
Yes, sir.
In closing, what would you have to say to a young 8th grader getting ready to go to the 9th grade? What if they have the desires that you expressed on playing the sport? What advice would you give them?
I think first and foremost, you're going to just be ready, because if you want this, you're going to be missing out on school dances, prom, whatever it is you're looking forward to, and all the stereotypical high school things. Just be ready for them, because if you really want this, you might have a camp to go to on that weekend, or whatever it may be. But just don't follow the crowd, and be different, and continue to work hard. And it starts in the classroom, because if you're not getting it done in the classroom and you're not a good person first, then it's not going to work out for you in the end. So be a good person, be a good student. And if you find your friends or the people you're hanging around doing something that you shouldn't be doing, either separate yourself from them and don't do it, or find yourself a new group of friends and find some people, or put yourself around people that want the same things and have the same dreams and aspirations as you, because you see it everywhere. Iron sharpens iron. And if you got to be around people that want the same thing as you, because if you're not, then you're going to find yourself falling back with them.
Hey, Avery, it's a pleasure having a young man like yourself on. I think you set a fine example for what a student athlete should be. And as we always say in closing, when you invest in your community, you're really just investing in yourself. And let me say this also. On this football note, I'm stealing one of my hosts' closing. Cascade Sports, we just don't bark, we bite.
This program is brought to you by the City of Fountains Coaches Association.